Joshua 8, capture of Ai. The Lord said to them, Joshua, do not be afraid or dismayed. Take the army with you and prepare to attack Ai. I have delivered the king of Ai into your power with his people, city and land. Do to Ai and its king what you did to Jericho and the king, except that you may take its spoils and livestock as plunder. Set up an ambush behind the city. So Joshua and all the soldiers prepared to attack Ai. Picking out the 1,000 warriors, Joshua sent them off by night with the orders. See that you ambush the city from the rear. Do not be very far from the city. All of you must be ready. The rest of the people and I will come to the city, and when they make a sortie against us, they did not, as they did last time, we will flee from them. They will keep coming away from after us until we have drawn them away from the city, for they will think they are fleeing from us as they did the last time when we flee. Then you will rise from ambush and take possession of the city, which the Lord your God will deliver into your power. When you have taken the city, set it on fire in obedience to the Lord's command. These are my orders to you. Then Joshua sent them away. They went into the place of ambush, taking their position to the west of Ai toward Bethel. Joshua, however, spent the night with the army. Early the next morning, Joshua mustered the army and went up to Ai at its head with the elders of Israel. When all his troops he led were drawn up into position before the city, they pitched camp north of Ai on the other side of the ravine. He took about 5,000 warriors and set them in ambush between Bethel and Ai, west of the city. Thus the people took up their stations with the main body north of the city and ambush west of it. Joshua waited overnight in the valley. The king of Ai saw this, and he and all his army came out very early in the morning to engage Israel in battle at the place in front of Arabah, not knowing that there was an ambush behind the city. Joshua, the main body of Israelites, fled toward the wilderness, pretending to defeat, until the last of the soldiers in the city had been called out to pursue them. Since they were drawn away from the city with everyone pursuing Joshua, not a soldier remained in Ai or Bethel. They abandoned the city, leaving it open. They pursued Israel. The Lord directed Joshua, stretch out the javelin in your hand toward Ai, for I will deliver it into your power. Joshua reached out the javelin in his hand toward the city. As soon as he did, the men in the ambush rose from their post, rushed in, captured the city, and immediately set it on fire. By the time the army of Ai landed or looked back, the smoke from the city was going up into the heavens. Escape in any direction was impossible, because the Israelites retreating toward the wilderness now turned on their pursuers. For when Joshua and the main body of Israelites saw that the city had been taken by ambush, it was going up in smoke, they struck back at the forces of Ai. Since those in the city came out to intercept them, Ai's army was hemmed in by the Israelites on both sides, who cut them down without any fugitives or survivors, except the king, whom they took alive and brought to Joshua. When the Israelites finished killing all the inhabitants of Ai in the open, who had pursued them in the wilderness, and all of them to the last man fell by the sword, then all Israel returned and put the sword to those inside the city. Put to the sword. Then there fell that day a total of 12,000 men and women, the entire population of Ai. Joshua kept a javelin in his hand outstretched until he had carried out the ban on all the inhabitants at Ai. However, the Israelites took for themselves a plunder of the livestock and the spoils of the city according to the command of the Lord issued to Joshua. Then Joshua destroyed Ai by fire, reducing it to an everlasting mound of ruins, as it remains today. He had the king of Ai hanged on a tree until evening. Then at sunset Joshua ordered the body removed from the tree and cast into the entrance of the city gate, where a great heap of stones was piled up over it, which remains to that present day. Altar at Mount Ebal. Later on Mount Ebal, Joshua built an altar to the Lord, the God of Israel, the altar of unhewn stones on which no iron tool had been used, just as Moses, the servant of the Lord, had commanded the Israelites, as recorded in the book of the law. On this altar they sacrificed burnt offerings to the Lord and made communion sacrifices. There, in the presence of the Israelites, Joshua inscribed upon the stones as a copy of the written law by Moses, and all Israel, resident aliens, natives alike, with their elders, officers, and judges, stood on either side of the ark, facing the Levitical priests who were carrying the ark of the covenant of the Lord. Half of them were facing Mount Gerizim, and half Mount Ebal, just as Moses, the servant of the Lord, had commanded for the blessing of the people of Israel. Then were read aloud all the words of the law, blessings and cursing, exactly as it was written in the book of the law. Every single word that Moses had commanded, Joshua read aloud to the entire assembly, including the women and children, and resident aliens among them.